Hello students, today will we discuss about Othello's explanations. O curse of marriage that we can all these dedicate creatures our, and not their appetites I had rather we are told, and live upon the vapor of a dungeon, then keep a corner in the thing I love for others' use. Yet it is the plague of great ones. Prerogatived are they less than the ways. It is destiny unshrivel like death. Even then, this fogged, plagued is fated to us when we do quicken. इसके एक्सप्लेनेशन है. इट इज़ एन एक्सट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम ओथेलोस सोलिलिकी इन एक्ट थर्ड. सीन थर्ड. Othello's mind has already been very much upset by Iago. He is very sad and desperate and thinks that Desdemona has deceived him, perhaps because he is no match for her an external appearance and age. In a very desperate mood, he says that the curse of marriage is that the woman wholly belongs to us. But there is no way to control their passions and wholly belongs to us. But there is no way to control their passions and desires. Othello says that he would prefer the life of a fool who feed on the full air of a dungeon, but at no cost would share his love with any other person. However, the life of great ones is mostly cursed, although they belong to the privileged class of society. They are even less free from his curse of cuckoldry than even the most ordinary or base pupil. Othello further thinks that perhaps like death, it is also unavoidable because it is so fated from the time we are in our mother's womb. ओथेलो गहरी उदासी से गिरकर कहता है कि शादी का यही अभिशाप है कि हम अपनी पत्नी पर पूरा अधिकार समझ बैठते हैं, जबकि उसकी वासना और इच्छा पर हमारा पूर्ण नियंत्रण नहीं हो सकता. इससे तो मैं एक मेंढक की जिंदगी जीना पसंद करूंगा, जो कि एक अंधेरी कोठरी की बदबू में ही सांस लेता रहता है, बजाय उसके कि अपने प्यार को किसी अजनबी के साथ बांटें. ऊंचे लोगों की ज़िंदगी में तो ये अभिशाप छोटे लोगों से भी अधिक देखने में आता है, और शायद पत्नी की बेवफाई तो हमारी किस्मत में जन्म के समय ही लिख जाती है, और मृत्यु की तरह हम इस अभिशाप से बच नहीं पाते. नेक्स्ट है ओ नाउ फॉर एवर फेयरवेल आर tranquil mind, farewell content, farewell the plumbed troop and the vigors that make ambition virtue. Oh farewell, farewell the high steed and the thrill tramp, the spirit string drum, the ear piercing fife, the royal banner. The royal banner and all quality, pride, pomp, and circumstances of glorious war, and you mortal engines whose and thoughts, the immortal jobs, dread, clamors, counterfeit, Farewell. Othello's occupation's gone. These lines are spoken by Othello and Act 3, Scene 2. Othello, who had stated this life on the love of Desdemona, has been almost convinced of the infidelity of his wife. Love was the spring from which his life current rain has dried up, and now there is no charm in his life. His spirit has been utterly crushed, and in this mood of utter depression, he says that the peace of his mind is gone forever. He bids farewell to. He says that the peace of his mind is gone forever. Glorious military career, the sight of a soldier wearing a colored feather in his cap cannot now thrill his heart. Although ambition is regarded as vice, the sight of soldier wearing a colored feather in his cap cannot now thrill his heart. Although ambition is regarded as the military glory is dead in him, he bids goodbye to everything connected with the life of a soldier, such as the neighing horse, the thrill sound of the trumpet, the drum which encourages and thrills the spirit of a soldier, the life which is so shrill and sharp sounding. The royal banner and all the splendor, pride, pomp, and accompaniments of a glorious war, the roaring sound of the deadly cannons, which seem to imitate the terrible thunder of Jove, hold no fascinations for him now. Everything has come to stand still now. इन लाइन्स में ओथेलो यागो से कहता है कि वह तो उसे जीवन भर कभी भी शांति नहीं मिलेगी। ये एक सिपाही जो कि अपनी शानदार वर्दी में दिखाई पड़ता है, उसे सिर्फ युद्ध में जीतने की ही महत्वाकांक्षा होती है। उसकी यही महत्वाकांक्षा भी सदा के लिए विदाई ले चुकी है। वह युद्ध के मैदान में हिनहिनाता घोड़ा, तीखी बिगुल की आवाज़, कानों में प्रवेश कर आत्मा को झकझोर देने वाले नगाड़े और फाइल की आवाज़, शाही झंडा और लड़ाई की तमाम शान शौकत ये अब उसकी आत्मा में कोई जीवन शक्ति का संचार नहीं कर सकती थी। तोपों की आवाज़ जो बृहस्पति की बिजली की कड़क का अनुसरण करते थे, अब उनमें कोई शक्ति नहीं फूंक सकते। उसका सैनिक जीवन तो सदा के लिए सुस्त हो गया। Othello says that Iago has put a shameful spot on the purity of his wife's character by slandering her and thereby causing him a terrible mental agony, a deed worse than it he will never do in his life, because it is enough to condemn him to the pit of hell. There is no need for him to pray for his salvation, and now he may exhaust all the pity of his heart. But there will be no pity left for him in the heart of gods. Now we must go on committing even more horrible deeds, so that even the angels may be moved to tears at the fantastic tricks of the monsters in the garb of human beings. All the earth will see it with mouth agape and eyes wide open. But even all these deeds will be of lighter intensity when compared to his present big deed of slandering Desdemona. इन लाइन्स में ओथेलो यागो को धिक्कारते हुए कहता है कि मेरी पत्नी को बदनाम करके मुझे मानसिक यातना देकर तुमने इतना नीच काम किया है कि अब तो कितने भी बुरे से बुरे काम करें, इस काम से उनका कोई मुकाबला नहीं हो सकता। अब यदि तुम मृत्यु के बाद अपनी मुक्ति के लिए प्रार्थना करें तो वो बेअसर होगी, तब तू अपना दिल का सारा रहम ख़त्म कर दे तो मैं भी भगवान के तेरे ऊपर तरस नहीं आएगा। घृणित से घृणित कार्य भी अब दूसरा कोई नहीं कर सकता, जैसे तूने डेस्डेमोना की पवित्रता पर दाग लगाकर किया है। In this speech, we find that the splendid career of a soldier has finished. The burden of jealousy is too much to bear. The romance and glory of war is gone forever, and Othello bids farewell to his great ambition of life. How very sad he is at heart, we can just realize. These lines show us Othello has completely broken down under the weight of his torture caused by jealousy. Iago never understood the jealousy of married life and had perhaps never imagined that his plot would lead to such dire consequences. These lines are very pathetic. They show what a great fortune Othello is wearing. In Fogged Plague, a very popular superstition has been expressed that horns grew on the forehead of a person whose life was unfaithful to